Cincinnati's 3-1. I'm going to be honest, I'm not surprised to see how this game went. I picked Cincinnati to win this game. You think I'm going to pick Jacksonville? Who's going to trust this team down the stretch in any game? I didn't trust them worth a damn. So I picked Cincinnati. They won the game-winning field goal, taking the win 24-21. Not surprised at all. In fact, this game went exactly, well, it didn't go exactly how I expected it to, but at the end of the day, Cincinnati got the win. Nobody's surprised. So let's get into recapping this game, because unfortunately I was not able to live stream. I was having some issues here, so it is what it is. But let's get into the game. So first half was pretty much dominated by the Jaguars. They take a 14-0 lead in the first half. They were doing their thing. Trevor Lawrence was looking nice. They were converting and moving the ball down the field, putting up points. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, Joe Burrow and that offense, they had one good drive, which was the first drive of the game. That was their only good drive in the first half. They managed to get down into within field goal range. A horrible penalty happened, and then they got the job done. But, a horrible penalty happened, then they got the job done, meaning they got into field goal range. But they ended up kicking a field goal, which was missed, so it was a 0-0 game. So 0 points for the Bengals in the first half, 14 for the Jaguars. Now, the funny part about it is, there was one play that I'm telling you it really determined this game. And I feel most of us are going to look back at the end of this game and say, yeah, that play right there really determined the game here. So, the Jaguars were up 14-0. It was just before halftime, about a minute left in the game. It's 4th and goal at the Cincinnati 1. The Jaguars have the ball here. Trevor Lawrence was breaking ankles the entire first half. In fact, all their third down conversions in the first half were through Lawrence's legs because he was breaking ankles and he was running the RPO and quarterback design runs and doing whatever he was doing. He was converting. So they were moving the chains. Here they are. 1 minute left to go in the game. 4th and goal just before halftime. Cincinnati is going to get the ball. Urban Meyer decides to go for it. Now, I did not disagree with this. I said go for it. This is a situation where you want to go for it. Worst case scenario, you don't get this. You pin them at their own 1-yard line. They don't put any points. You go into halftime up 14. However, what I didn't like was the play call. Trevor Lawrence is 6'6". He's been running all over this team, and they've been able to pick up yardage when they're running the football. With Trevor Lawrence being 6'6", why didn't Urban Meyer choose to put him under center and run a quarterback sneak? What would have been so difficult? What would have been so difficult for them to line up Lawrence under center and just have him run a quarterback sneak? He would have gotten over the pylon. That would have been a touchdown. They would have gone up 21-0, and they probably would have put this game in a situation where Cincinnati's not going to be able to come back. Because coming back down 21, Cincinnati's not that great of a team to pull that off. Though this is the Jaguars, so who knows? But if they would have went up 21-0, there's a good chance they hang on and they find a way to win this game. Unfortunately, Urban Meyer did not call a quarterback sneak. It was still in the design run. It was like quarterback power. He had Lawrence lined up in the shotgun. He would take the ball and he would try to get in himself, but he got stopped short. If he would have ran a quarterback sneak, he probably would have got in. But we're going to look back at that moment and say, that right there changed the entire game. If they get that, they probably win. I can tell you right now, I don't know how the Jags fans feel, but every other NFL fan that was watching this game knew for a fact that the Jacksonville Jaguars were not going to keep this lead. They can't keep a lead to save their lives. And you're telling me Cincinnati gets the ball to enter the second half and they're down 14 at home? No way in hell Jacksonville keeps that lead. Cincinnati, all they got to do is go down the field, score a touchdown, and then make a stop on defense, and then go down the field and tie the game. Simple as that, because you're going up against Jacksonville. And guess what? That's exactly what Cincinnati did. The entire second half was dominated by Cincinnati. My God, it was dominated. A 24-7 run in the second half for Cincinnati. Pure dominance. That defense could not make a stop. It was pathetic. They were getting ran. It wasn't even about them getting run all over because they were running the ball well. Mixon was definitely running the ball well, but it was just Burrow continuously making passes here, hitting Boyd, hitting Jamar Chase, hitting his guys. It was an amazing night for his receivers. They were doing their thing. Joe Burrow was also doing his thing. He was throwing some nice passes, man. It was a beautiful pass on third down where he rolls to his left, he hits his tight end, and it was just the best throw of the day for him. The best throw of the day for him because it resulted in the touchdown. It was a broken play. He rolled to his left and found this man. It was just beautiful. It was beautiful. So, yeah, they got that done there. And the game was interesting. You know, it looked like it could have been a blowout, but because the Jacksonville Jaguars did not score at the goal line, it was a 14-point game. Cincinnati came out, tied it in the third quarter, put up 14 unanswered points at that moment, and we headed into the fourth quarter with the score being 14-14. Jacksonville's moving down the field with the ball. They're at the range of scoring. They're in field goal range. They're slowly moving down to the red zone, and now they're at the goal line. And they actually get the touchdown. Robinson had 2 rushing touchdowns here, and Lawrence himself, he had a rushing touchdown as well. So it was all 3 of their touchdowns tonight were rushing touchdowns. That's just how it was working. But they were getting there, and they actually got in, scored a touchdown. They were up 21-14. But Cincinnati was not done there just yet. They themselves went down the field in the fourth quarter, put up a crucial touchdown, tied this game, and next thing you know, it's 21-21. Clock is starting to tick. We're under 7 minutes now. All of a sudden, the Jags have the ball. They're trying to move downfield. They get to midfield, trying to get a little bit more. Third down, nothing there. Incomplete, complete stop. It's about 5 minutes left to go in the game. They're going to punt the football. And once I saw that, I said this game is over. I do not think the Jacksonville Jaguars defense is going to make a stop here. And I was right to say that. The Bengals get the ball. They're deep. They're like within what? I think they went started at the 8-yard line or something like that. They were deep into their own end zone. And still, they were moving down the field, picking up first down here, first down there, another completion here, another completion there. When the Bengals chose to run the ball, Jacksonville was getting there. They were breaking past the Bengals offensive line because their O-line isn't great. Although I will say this in the game, I think there was only 2 sacks in the game in total. Both quarterbacks got sacked once. So it was a clean game. You know, offensive line isn't great for either of these teams, but, you know, no one was really getting hit, and the quarterbacks was being safe, and they were staying safe. They weren't taking that many shots. So good on the O-lines for holding up tonight. But, yeah, when they chose to run the ball, Jacksonville was all over it. But when they chose to pass, the protection was great for Burrow, so he was carving up that Jacksonville defense. It wasn't even close. Whether it was a short pass that was taken down for a first down or was something downfield, 15-plus yards, they were connecting because Jacksonville's defense could not make a stop to save their lives. But yeah, they're moving down the field. Clock's ticking out. 4 minutes, 3 minutes. We're at the 2-minute warning. Jacksonville's only got 1 timeout left. If these guys get into field goal range, the game is done. So here we are at the cusp of field goal range. It's first down and 10. The play is run, but wait, there's a flag. A holding call on Cincinnati, which would push them out of field goal range. And I'm like, oh my God, it would be such a Cincinnati thing for them to ruin their chances here and have to punt this football because they caused a holding penalty. But believe it or not, they got the job done because they decided, we're not going to run it. We're not going to run it. Let's put the ball in Burrow's hands and let him hit his receivers. We've been killing them all day by doing this. So that's exactly what they did. First down to 10, 6-yard completion here. Second down right here. They ran a tight end screen and just got the first down. They were within the red zone. They were close. They got into field goal range and were close to within the red zone. A tight end screen to get them to where they needed to be. At that point, Jacksonville had 1 timeout left. Urban Meyer didn't even try to stop the clock. He just let that last timeout go. Bro, you're on the road. Just use the last timeout. What are you doing? Why are you letting the clock run? You want to take that timeout back to Jacksonville? Just use it. What are you doing? I don't know. Urban Meyer, he coached a solid game here, but the one decision he made at the goal line in the first half might have just cost him the game. And we all knew that was coming because we knew Jacksonville could not hold on to a 14-point lead. But yeah, Cincinnati gets into field goal range, and at that point, this game was done. By the way, Greg Roman, I hope you're taking notes because Cincinnati ran a tight end screen. That actually worked. The receivers were blocking, and it was nice. Might want to add that to our offense. I'm just saying, a tight end screen with Mark Andrews, that could work. We don't even run that many wide receiver screens, but just add it. Utilize Mark Andrews on the tight end screen. That was nice. That was actually a nice play call right there. That was a great design play. So we got to add that to our own, long list of plays here. which, I mean, in the passing game, I wouldn't say we have a long list of plays, but I don't know. We'll see how the season goes and see if they really open up this playbook. But yeah, that was a great play. Execution worked well. They got into field goal range, and all that they had to do was run the clock down, which they did. Ran it to 4 seconds, kicked the field goal, and Cincinnati is now 3-1 on the season. They continue to win. I'm surprised. I'm surprised, man. They're playing well. I did not see Cincinnati I didn't see them having a great season. I didn't look at them as a great team because I just didn't trust the offensive line. But as long as Burrow's healthy, they're going to be able to win. And right now they're winning. They're winning. No matter what happens on Sunday, Cincinnati will remain number 1 in the AFC North. Baltimore and Cleveland can win their games and still be tied with them, but Cincinnati right now is on top of the AFC North. We'll see how long that lasts, but they're playing well. Of course, everyone will be like, it's Jacksonville. But still, they're playing well, so it's cool. But good for them. However, for the Jacksonville Jaguars, with this loss, that marks 19 straight losses. Because, they won they won Week 1 last season and then lost the remaining 15 games, and now they're 0-4 to start the season. So 19 straight losses for the Jaguars. What a joke. What a tough way to lose. This was just rough. It was rough for them. But it is what it is. Cincinnati moves on to 3-1. Jacksonville falls to 0-4. And the season's pretty much lost, but it's just like, hey, you saw some positive things from your guy, Trevor Lawrence. You just hope at some point you guys will start winning some games and it'll be on the positive side, but who knows? It is what it is. Anyway, that's all I got for this. This is a really interesting game, and I cannot wait for Thursday Night Football next week because you got the Rams and the Seahawks. That's going to be epic. But this was a great game anyway. With that being said, that is all I got, and I'm out of here, man. Peace!